going on out there. And then finally, don't get personal with your child's social media use. Know what they're doing and talk to them about that. So I'm not going to go through this, but one of the things that I would suggest that you do if your child is going to use social media, come up with the 10 commandments, right? Come up with the 10 commandments, and if they breach those commandments, there's going to be some repercussions. Like they don't get to use their social media, you're going to shut down their Facebook page. There's got to be some serious repercussions to some of the things that they're doing that you don't want them to. So again, this is online. You can go to www.komando.com and see this. But this is just a starting page for you to start with, you know, your own commandments of what your children are allowed and not allowed to do online. Yes.
If you shut down their Facebook page, how do you do that?
Well, if you create a Facebook page, you can delete a Facebook page. If you have access to their Facebook page, you can actually delete their Facebook page. But again, if they have access to computers, other places, they can create another name. But again, if you have access to their friends or their friends' friends, 9 times out of 10, you'll figure it out. You'll find out. If they're still out there using it, you'll know. But again, you have to stay on top of it.
So if I want his friends to accept me as a friend, I should pretend I'm a stranger.
You can. You can. Or
Because
you
they're going
can.
to be like, hey, David, your mom is inviting me to be his friend.
Absolutely. And he'll be
You'll
like,
be
no,
like,
no,
no,
don't
say
do it
no.
because he's trying to snoop on you.
You know?
And if you have to use subterfuge sometimes, you know, if your child is someone that you need to keep a tab on, you know, then sometimes you have to use subterfuge. Look, the point of the matter is, guys, there is a serious onslaught on family values that's happening nowadays. It's happening out there. There's a serious onslaught, and if, as parents, you're not aware of it, if you think it's the same kind of time frame that when we were growing up or our parents were growing up, you're sadly mistaken. It is very, very different out there, and it's very dangerous, and it can change in the blink of an eye. So having a child nowadays is a lot scary environment, but it's not impossible for you to control that environment. So the last thing I'm going to talk about here is cell phones, okay? So a lot of us give our kids cell phones, and we don't think twice about it. They have it 24/7, they have it in their room, they have it at school, they have it with their friends, wherever they are. In our mind, it's a safety mechanism. Yes, it is, but also it has its potential pitfalls. Why? Because they're using it to talk to everybody. I talk to friends of mine who live in China using texting, right? So they have access to everybody and everybody has access to them. So for example, if you go to Google, again Google, and type in your daughter or your son's cell phone number and see what comes up. See what comes up, right? So their phone number, if it's out there and if it's visible, that anybody can find their cell phone number, you need to be able to remove that cell phone number from the public records, right? So that's number one. But here's you know, another quick little test for you guys. You guys know some of the acronyms that they're using, the texting abbreviations that they're using? Some of them, maybe not all of them, okay? But I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of some of them that I just found online, and some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, right? So for example, 420. I didn't know that, but it means let's get high. And I'm not talking about flying a kite, right? 9, texting number 9, parents is watching. That means if they're in a room and you walk in, all of a sudden they're talking to somebody, they text number 9, the other person knows that, okay, there's a parent in the room, right? CD9, code 9, parents are around. AITR, adult in the room. Many of us, you know, now they can talk to each other in a matter of seconds, right? Age, sex, location. If somebody's texting that to your daughter or to your son, that's a red flag right there. Age, sex, location, ASL. Guys, don't worry about writing all this stuff down. You're going to have access to my PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm going to give you guys references where you can find this information as well. All right? BF is boyfriend. Not to be confused with BFF, which is best friends forever, right? Okay, whatever Paris Hilton claimed it is, right? BTYCL, booty call. I didn't know what that was, but it is. It's BTYCL is someone, you know, asking for your your child or whoever getting that text for sex, right? So CYE, check your email. D46, are you down for sex? E for ecstasy. WTGP, want to go private, talk out of a public chat room area. So again, if somebody's saying that to your child and you notice that thread, you need to ask yourself, why is somebody, you know, trying to move away from a public area and talking in a private area with your child. TDTM, talk dirty to me. Straight or gay, SORG. RX means drugs or prescription drugs. We know there's an epidemic of that going on right now. And then PRON means pornography. MOS, mother is over my shoulder, right? So POS is, you know, FOS is father over my shoulder. So if you go to innocentenglish.com, there's a whole list of these acronyms from A to Z. Some of them kids are using, some of them they're not. But if you're aware of some of the things that they're talking about using the text, it's also important. So your cell phone that in your child's hand can be a security measure, but it's also something that they're using to access social media and to talk to each other in jargon that you may not necessarily understand. But you need to be aware that they're talking to each other that way. All right, so I wanted to show this, again, this is Perry Aftab.